All right, Algebra 1, sorry about that. Had a little interruption. So let's finish up this last example, okay? All right, now, this problem is going to be a little bit different in that there's nothing that we can multiply just the top equation by or just the bottom equation by to create a situation where we can cancel. So think about it. If I take 2x, and I know I need to multiply by negative because everything down here is positive. So if we're going to make something up here cancel with something down here, this has to be negative and this has to be positive. So if I take 2x times negative 2, that gives me negative 4x. Well, does that cancel with positive 5x? No, it doesn't. If I take 2x times negative 3, that gives me negative 6x. Does that cancel with positive 5x? No, it doesn't. Okay, well, let's try it over here. If I take 3y, is there anything I can multiply 3y by that will give me a result that cancels with positive 2y? No. Is there anything I can multiply positive 2y that can cause it to cancel with positive 3y? No. If I take 2y times negative 1, that gives me negative 2. Negative 2 and positive 3 don't cancel. If I take positive 2 times negative 2, that gives me negative 4y. That doesn't cancel with positive 3y. So I'm going to do something, and what we're going to have to do here to create a situation where we can cancel one of these variables out. Remember, that's the whole point of this, is we want to eliminate one of these variables, because if I can reduce this down to just dealing with one variable, then I can solve for that variable. Okay? So this is what I'm going to do. And let's see if think this through with me and see if this makes sense. I'm going to multiply everything in the top equation by negative 5. And I'm going to multiply everything in the bottom equation by positive 2. Did y'all just hear my stomach growl? That's weird because I just ate a peanut butter and jelly sandwich too. I think I need one more. Oh yeah. All right, here we go. Better not. It is after midnight right now. That wouldn't be good. Okay. All right, so why do you think I just did that? Well, watch what happens. Okay. Now, remember, when we're doing this negative 5 is going to be, I'm going to multiply every term, the 6, the positive 3y, and the positive 2x. Whatever I multiply one term by, I have to multiply by every term. So don't forget that. All right, so I'm going to rewrite this top equation multiplying everything by 5, okay? So that's going to give me negative 10x minus 15y equals negative 30. I'm going to rewrite the second equation, multiplying everything by positive 2. And that's going to give me 10x plus 4y equals 14. Okay? Now, do you see why I multiplied the top equation by negative 5 and the bottom equation by positive 2? Hopefully you see it, because what did that do? That created a situation where I can cancel out my first term, negative 10 plus 10. So remember, we're adding these together, okay? We're adding. Negative 10 plus 10, or negative 10x plus 10x gives me 0. It cancels out. That's what I want. All right. Now, what's negative 15y plus 4y? Gives me negative 11y. Okay? And what is negative 30 plus 14? Okay, it gives me negative 16. Okay? So check it, make sure everything's right. All right, everything looks right to me. Okay, so we're going to divide everything by negative 11. And we get y equals, that's just going to be 16 over 11. Remember, negative, negative makes this positive. Okay, now, so one part of our answer is 16 over 11. All right, so let's plug that in. Let's plug that in. We can choose either equation to do this, right? And we're going to go back to the original equation, okay? So let's just plug this 16 over 11 in for this y right here, okay? So we're going to rewrite the top equation. So 2x plus 3 times 16 over 11 equals 6. Okay, so let's go ahead and multiply this out. So we got 2x plus 3 over 1 times 16 over 11. And that gives us, okay, that's going to give us 48 over 11. So 2x plus 48 over 11 equals 6. Okay. Now remember, if I want to get rid of that 11 right there, okay, I can multiply everything in the equation by 11, right? So if I multiply this by 11, multiply this by 11, and I multiply this by 11, what does that give me? It gives me 22x plus 48. Remember, those cancel. Equals 66. Subtract 48 from both sides. Okay, it's going to be kind of hard to... All right, so that gives me 22x equals 18. Divide both sides by 22. Sorry, it's kind of sloppy, guys. So x equals 18 over 22. Let's go ahead and reduce that down. These can both be divided by 2. So x equals 9. That is actually a 22 right there. X equals 9 over 11. Okay, so we have y equals 16 over 11 and x equals 9 over 11. I hate these ones that don't come out with nice whole numbers. All right, so I'm going to get a new piece of paper so we can have some room to check our work. We always need to check our work. Sometimes little mistakes can be made. So I'm going to write what our values were. It's x equals 9 over 11, y equals, where is it? 16 over 11. And how are we going to check our work? Let's go back to the original two equations here, okay? So 2x plus 3y equals 6, 5x plus 2y equals 7. All right, so let's plug in that top equation. We're going to go 2 times, okay, x. So what's x? 9 over 11. Okay, plus 3 times 16 over 11. And should equal 6. Okay, so if we do our multiplication here, so we got 2 over 1 times 9 over 11. All right, that gives us 18 over 11. 18 over 11 plus, okay. All right, let's do our multiplication over here. All right, so 3 over 1 times 16 over 11 gives us 48 over 11. Okay. All right. Now, what is that? When we add these together, we have a common denominator, and we get 66 in the top. 66 divided by 11 equals 6. So these equal. So that's that top one, that works. That's correct. Okay, let's check the bottom one. Let me get another piece of paper. Okay, again, our values that we came up with are x equals 9 over 11 and y equals 16 over 11. All right, and let's plug these into the bottom equation. So the bottom equation was up here, okay, 5x plus 2y equals 7. So 5 times 9 over 11. Sorry, I'm looking through my phone and writing, so it doesn't always work. Let's try that again. That was just pitiful. So 5 times 9 over 11. Much better. Okay, plus, okay, back up here, 2 times y, so that's 2 times 16 over 11. And that should give me 7. All right, so let's do our multiplication. That's 5 over 1 times 9 over 11, and that gives me 45 over 11 plus, okay, now let's do our multiplication up here. That's going to be 2 over 1 times 16 over 11, and that's going to give me 32 over 11. Well, that's going to give me 77 over 11, which gives me 7, and 7 equals 7. So that means that my two values that we came up with satisfy both equations, which means that those are the correct values of x and y. Okay? Hopefully this has been a help to you. Watch it again if you need to. Pause it. Okay, if you have a question, send me a message through Ignitia. All right, God bless you guys. Talk to you later.